Some time back, rashly it seemed later, I decided to run a marathon, just out of blue. The Boston Marathon. It was a long time back. I was a graduate student that time, doing my research for PhD in the nearby Rhode Island, in the northeastern part of America. I hit the road every day for my running practice, all through the fall season, and then came the winter. Coming from southern part of India, of course I had seen ice and snow, but only here. And not in the streets and on the roofs and on the treetops, everywhere. The winter in New England. But I persisted through my practice, ran every day, and it did not fail me on the appointed day. On the day of the run, I completed the race within 10 minutes of my target time. And I expected to be happy about my achievement. But somehow, I was not. Many things happened. On the day of the race, I met lots of people who had run multiple marathons before. So this was just another marathon for them. I also met people much older than me who were doing triathlons, cycling, swimming, and then running. Then on the day of the run, by the time I reached the midway point, huffing and puffing, sweating like nobody's business, we heard the news that they have declared a winner already, a gifted Kenyan athlete. And to make it worse, at the end of marathon that day, they honored an 80-year-old person, 80, for completing the marathon. And that was not his first marathon either. He had run multiple marathons before. So the question is, why was I unhappy after achieving what I wanted to? When I started looking at this, I found many examples. Brides getting blues after the marriage, after long planning, the dress, the cake, the venue, the menu, the works. Even Olympic champions getting into depression after Olympics. In a way, it was a good news. At least I was not suffering from some kind of strange mental disorder that they might name after me. But it seems not only hard-won success, but also accidental success can bring grief. Sometime back in UK, a 19-year-old garbage collector won the national lottery, and it changed his life. He became instant media celebrity. He was in the news, being interviewed on TV, in the newspapers. But then, in the short period of time, he wasted all his fortune before declaring bankruptcy. Last heard, he had attempted suicide twice. But of course, not all success leads to depression, and not all depression leads to some kind of disaster. More than 2,300 years back, Emperor Ashok, who ruled most of Indian subcontinent, area about 6 times the size of France, decided to attack a small kingdom in the northeastern part of India, which was still independent. After a long and bloody battle, Ashoka won the war, something that his father and even grandfather, the founder of the dynasty, Emperor Chandragupta Maurya, could not achieve. So the dream of the empire came true The expansion of the empire was complete. But Ashoka was not happy. The victory did not bring peace or happiness. He renounced violence and then eventually converted to Buddhism. What he did after that has led to Buddhism being the mainstay of social, political, and spiritual life across much of Asia for the last 2,000 years. So the question is, why some people are able to transcend their success and why some people seem to stall or fall? First of all, success and achievement are all relative. Internet is teeming with advice on how to be successful with anything and everything that you can imagine. If you want to be successful in drinking water through your nose instead of mouth, there is advice there. In case you want to be a champion in eating watermelons, hey, there is advice. It can make you a champion in these kind of championships. Look at the faces. Second, much of Eastern philosophy and also modern research in positive psychology points out to the fact that lasting happiness comes not only in reaching a goal, but in enjoying the activity that leads to the goal. Painters, both professionals and amateurs, know that joy of creating painting far exceeds the numerical joy of filing just another painting in your portfolio. So my mistake number one was focusing too much on completion of the race and not enjoying the process of getting there. The changes in me, the changes of season in the beautiful New England, and also the festive atmosphere in Boston on the day of the race. My other mistake was needlessly comparing myself with professional athletes, athletes who were more gifted than me, people who had doubtless worked harder than me. And this kind of comparison can lead to really strange results. Look at the face of the bronze medal winner and the silver medal winner. In multiple experiments, the bronze medal winners are found to be happier than silver medal winners. And one way to explain this is that the silver medal winners are comparing themselves to gold medal winners and regretting the loss of gold, whereas bronze medal winners are looking at a whole bunch of people who did not win any medal at all. In terms of, so what I had forgotten was that I was not a professional athlete. And I had forgotten that I was a research scholar and running marathon just on a whim. I had forgotten to assess my abilities and also my limitations. What I had also forgotten was the role played by chance or serendipity or probability in success and in failures. Bill Gates was asked once, and this is what he said: success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart men into thinking they cannot fail. And part of this seduction is the role played by luck, sheer luck. Daniel Kahneman, the famous psychologist and economist who won Nobel Prize, was asked to give his favorite equation, and this is what he gave. Success equal to talent plus luck. No surprise here. But he also added another part to this equation. Great success, a bit more talent, and a lot of luck. So where does this all leave us? First of all, as I mentioned, success achievements tend to be relative. Everybody has their own definitions. Sir Isaac Newton, one of the greatest minds in history, was asked what was his chief achievement in life was. And you would have expected him to list calculus, or maybe theory of gravitation, or any number of other achievements that he had in physics and maths. But this is what he said. He said, my chief achievement in life is lifelong celibacy, abstinence. Secondly, thanks to Google, you can find a ready-made recipe out there to be successful at everything and anything that you want to. 500 million pages and still counting of free advice on how to be successful in any field. But the challenge begins after you, in fact, achieve the success that you may want. One trick is, of course, as they say, focus on the journey rather than the destination. This, of course, is difficult to do, and I know this because I do it quite often. If you are flying long-haul flights and sitting in economy, it's difficult to enjoy your journey as much. And just as in case of plane journey, it doesn't help to peek ahead and see who else is sitting in the first class, enjoying champagne, and probably flying free as well. So in the end, after running 42 kilometers in the cold and wet Boston, this is what I learned. And it applies to commercial enterprises and individuals alike. That we are all running our own races. And in those, the failures can be transparent and clear. They're in front of you. But the success can be insidious. It bears watching. What happens next, how you recover from your success, depends on how you view it and how you channel the energy that brought you here in the first place. Thank you.